What's up, America? It's your favorite Monday morning quarterback, Mr. White. Today I'm bringing you the story of the East Texas reporter, Mr. David Stua. He's been in jail now for, 416 days. All 416 of those days have been in solitary confinement. Why? Because of the charges he's been charged with. Sexual performance of a child, employ, induce, authorize. Attempts to commit sexual performance of a child, employs, authorize. Then they duplicate it, aggravated perjury, and they also have online solicitation of a minor, though it doesn't show here. It is kind of funny that these charges are on there. If you Google his name, you'll find all kinds of stories about how his bond was upheld and how he ran for political office a few times, a few different political offices a few times. You'll find some stories by other supporters, like those of the Sentinel Alert. I shouldn't say supporters. You'll find stories that aren't so bootlicking, we should say. But you'll find a lot that are just saying he's a bad man. So we'll go into Angelina County case records and let's see what they have. Alright, so we'll go here and we'll put in the CAPTCHA code. We'll hit defendant. We'll hit Stua, David, search. You'll notice this one's here. Then you'll notice this one, then this one, and then this one. This case started in 2018. At that time, Joe Martin was the DA. The current DA is Cassels. There's her work number, if anybody decides they want to give her a call after I show this video. These are his charges. So, if you look, these right here, okay, let's try that again. These right here are all 12/6/2018. Everything else is after that. These three right here, 5, 6, and 7, are all 12/6/2018. All the perjury stems from this case. The criminal trespass stems from this case. Perjury stems from him or his attorney, one, making a false statement in court. I would point out that had these other three charges never been there, which I believe they never should have, the perjury charges wouldn't have been there. A good example or a good reason why I believe they shouldn't be there, because if you look, guilty of perjury, convicted of perjury, 4 years confinement to perjury. Second, dismissed, guilty of this perjury, convicted of this perjury. It's the same. This is how it plea, deposition, committed, deposition, or disposition, dismissed, guilty, convicted, 4 years. Go down here a little more. This one, sexual performance, just dismissed. Indecency, dismissed. Trespass, guilty. The trespass stems from him when he was on probation. He couldn't have his weapons, so a friend took his weapons for him and then took him over to another place. He went to go get them, and they ended up trespassing him from it. So that's where that comes from. Online solicitation of a minor, dismissed. Now, why would you dismiss heinous sex crimes against a child? Well, let's just look up. I don't know that Cassels ever shows up in here, because at the time she was not the DA, but Her and her husband were the... Oh, yeah. So this says something with Cassels. Let's see. Be easier just to go find. Oh, look, there we go. Mr. Cassels. So this is her husband he's talking about here. Will promote responsiveness to these requests. He is the city attorney for Diboll, Huntington, Zavala, and Hudson. Mr. Cassel and I recently discussed these requests. Thanks to his position. City. He is also the attorney for the county health district. I'm not sure why Mr. Stua thought that they had a good working relationship, considering surely the health district called Mr. Cassels before having him banned from the health district, the city's health district medical center there in Lufkin.
But if you allow a public entity to decide, we don't want this person going here and having public services, where are they going to go with it next? Could they start using that to discriminate against gay people? Or maybe Sharon Shaw hates policemen, and maybe one day you ain't a policeman no more and you're out of health care, and she says, well, I don't like you. You was a policeman. You came over here today. David Stua was protesting. So you can't get health care.
He was trespassed for protesting the city's health district because they were illegally collecting fines for sewage and stuff like that. Anytime you receive a fine, it should go to a judiciary, and the judiciary should collect the fines, not the actual entity.
The last time I got a criminal trespass warning to me, they had to do a whole bunch of paperwork, and I want to make sure all the paperwork's done. I'm not distrusting you or trying to disrespect you.
I will tell you this. My camera's on. An officer of the city of Lufkin is telling you, you have an appointment there for this afternoon. They're about to call you with the time.
Okay.
And you will not be arrested for criminal trespass during that appointment.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is a public building. It's the county and city's health district building. It's where you go, where low-income people go to receive health care. And he's been trespassed from there.
Go in.
It's a public entity. It's paid for by tax dollars. If I had done anything criminal wrong here, believe me, that with all them cameras around here, they would recorded it and reported it to you, and you would done had a hold of me already.
Correct. I don't think you've done anything illegal today. That's why we're still
and I haven't in any of the other times, sir.
What can we do for you?
Go in there and ask Sharon Shaw why I can't come in here and have health care.
Go talk to Miss Sharon Shaw?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I ask that y'all keep your video stuff on that records what she says.
Okay, yeah, I will have my body cam on. That's our policy.
Yes, sir.
I'll go see if she's available to speak, but you know, she could be with a patient or she could be in a meeting, but I don't mind going in there and talking to her for you.
They charge $15 an hour for body cam, so I know the sheriff's office has a microphone on that records in the video inside the unit. Do y'all have that as well?
Yes, sir. This is the only thing that's going to hear me inside of the building.
Okay, well then
It used to have a little mic, but once we got these, those just become irrelevant.
Okay.
They don't link up to our system no more.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
Well, I will go. Is it Shaw or
Sharon Shaw? Yes, sir.
Sharon Shaw?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stewart, here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
You do still
Thank
have an active CTW here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're pushing the borderline here.
Pushing the borderline here because you have an active CTW. You see these power lines right here? Right above his head? So even if it was a legal trespass, which I believe is an illegal trespass, you have to commit a crime on public property before you can be trespassed from public property. And unlike what they're trying to do in Corrigan, where they're saying, well, you committed a crime on the police department property, so we're going to trespass you from all property. It doesn't work like that. And according to the Texas law, in order to be trespassed from somewhere, even if it wasn't public property, in order to be trespassed from somewhere, you have to be asked to leave and refuse before it can be a criminal trespass. Well, I digress on my stuff, though. Let's go.
So you're gonna have to get your stuff and move somewhere else. Otherwise, we'll have to take you to jail for criminal trespass.
Well, they told me I could come in 6 feet from the curb. I got a letter from Lieutenant Youngblood. But if you're directing me to move out right now,
Yeah.
I'll do exactly what you tell me to do, officer.
Which door is Miss Shaw at?
Again, these are the power lines right here that are probably just in front of his cruiser there. They're even behind him. But he's instructing Stua that he has to leave, which is ridiculous, but whatever.
You can probably go in that door and locate her through there. So I did move out into the city property here. But see, the other times, actually, I protested here about 2 or 3 times, and before I did, I called the police and asked them what the legal way to protest is, because I'm not going to come out here and do something stupid, you know. You see a lot of people.
All right. So I would say that they probably most likely contacted their legal, the people, the lawyers that represent them, and the lawyers told them they could trespass him. So why he thought that he had a good working relationship with Mr. Cassels, I do not know, because obviously he didn't. So, where are we at? 1716. I want to show you this video real quick. He was also trespassed from the...
David Stewart, I'm giving you a criminal trespass warning for the Law Library at the courthouse. 215 Lufkin Avenue. I need your signature right here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.
Now, some of y'all are probably going, why is he thanking him, and why is he, why is he acting so calm? The sheriff, the actual sheriff is actually trespassing him from the law library. Well, the sheriff's doing what he's told by Judge Souter, who I do believe is no longer in office. He was trespassed from the law library, which is a public law library in the public building, funded by taxpayers' dollars. All the books in that law library were paid for by the tax dollars or donated to the law library. They're for everybody to use.
Sir? Give me your copy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
much. I
appreciate you, sir. Trespass warning for the Law Library at the courthouse. 215 Lufkin Avenue. I'm giving you a criminal trespass warning for the Law Library at Stewart. I'm giving you a David Stewart. I'm giving you a criminal trespass warning for the Law Library at the courthouse. 215 Lufkin Avenue. I need your signature right here.
Thank you very much, sir.
David Stewart. I'm giving you a criminal trespass warning for the Law Library at the courthouse. 215 Lufkin Avenue. I need your signature right here.
Mr. Stua said that he wouldn't accept the trespass. The judge told him he was trespassing. He couldn't come to the law library anymore. Mr. Stua called his sheriff and told his sheriff that he needed to come down there and actually write him a trespass and to put the judge's name on it.
Much, sir.
And the sheriff was kind enough to do it. I know it seems like unkindness. The sheriff shouldn't have done this, but at the same time,
Yes, sir.
Judges
very much.
are a little higher than sheriffs. And so the sheriff had to do what he had to do. And I think Stua understood that to a point and went ahead and accepted it with grace. Now you might be wondering, well, what's with the cases though? The inducing a child to do this and that and everything they have alleged. So let's go to a little closer to that time. Let's just see how other county officials treat Mr. Stua.
This is David Stua again. I'm here at the Angelina County Courthouse Annex, and standing just inside that room with a pink shirt, I believe it's Angela Cordova. She's the Democratic chair of Angelina County. And she conspired with Kermit Kennedy Angela, would you like to make some comments about why you helped my opponent when we're in the same party together?
Because I was not a candidate at the time.
Okay, you're not supposed to help anybody else when they're in your own same party. That's very unethical.
Oh my God!
Well, why don't you make a comment and tell everybody out here what you done?
Why don't you go away?
Well, I just want you to give you opportunity to tell everybody.
She decides that she doesn't like Stua.
Commissioner Precinct illegal too under the Democratic ticket, hoping to sneak in a win for Angelina County because all we got.
He's talking about his run for commissioner.
Is another fella who's interested in.
Let's see. And what the election that he was just speaking with her about was. And here he notices that she's out there talking to the deputy. This is during the election. You know, cars are pulling up under here with the ballot boxes, and inmates are unloading them and taking them in to be counted.
Get some activities here.
As you can see by the striped leg gentleman there.
Just to let you know, officer, I'm doing Facebook Live. No disrespect to you. Okay.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave. She said you're harassing her. Whether you are or whether you're not, I've had several complaints about other people saying you're talking loud and saying some bad things on the phone. So I'm going to have to ask you to ease on.
Whether you are or whether you're not, I'm going to have to ask you to ease on because other people are offended by your speech. The First Amendment just has no... I mean, they've trespassed the man from the health district. They've trespassed the man from the law library. And had this officer and that woman had her way, he would have been trespassed from being able to sit there and be a witness to the election, to the counting of the ballots.
Ask me to what, sir?
Ask you to ease on, ask you to move on.
Oh, you're asking me to leave here?
Because of what he said and because other people didn't like what he was saying or something that happened earlier on, probably that he recorded and has been removed for one reason or another. Let's see, where is Mr. Kirby? Mr. Kerry Kirby, Angelina County Attorney.
I don't have anything to talk to you. I already told you, sir.
Sir?
I don't have anything to talk to you about.
Okay, I don't either. I'm standing here. I'm not bothering you.
You're just down here harassing. That's right. Right. How'd that last election go?
Looks like a straight douche. Look at him.
I was going to congratulate Mr. Kermit Kennedy. Didn't he? He beat you pretty handily, didn't he?
This is how a public official is talking to a member of the public.
What'd you get, about 100 votes? I want to go work on your next election instead of down here harassing people.
This is an attorney that has no idea what the definition or what the law says is harassment.
How about that?
What you can't see in this video at this angle is that the attorney's investigator is sitting right behind Mr. Stua, just waiting for him to get upset and do something to this attorney. They set it up hoping that Mr. Stua would lose his cool so that they could probably beat him and then place him in custody.
You've proven your case. You're just a harasser. Like all the citizens of Angelina County can see you. What you're down here wasting taxpayers' money.
All the citizens of Texas can see you wasting taxpayers' money, sitting there talking to the cameraman, who you said you had nothing to say to. You're the one wasting money. He was sitting there with a camera pointed at your door.
How many hundreds of thousands of dollars have you wasted in Angelina County's taxpayers' money? On and on. Tying up people's time. So you should congratulate yourself, being the biggest burden on Angelina County in the history of the county. Yeah. You're a harasser. You have a good day, Mr. Stewart. Maybe you can go harass somebody else for a while.
There, everybody, you heard it. You heard what he said. I wasn't talking to him. I didn't want to talk to him, but anyway.
I'm in Angelina County, Mr. David Stua, harassing people once again.
I believe I did say something about I didn't want to talk to him. I don't know why he's standing here.
Well, you're standing here in front of my office harassing people.
You're a nerd.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
So why don't you go harass somebody else?
I think we need 6 or 7 cameras just to go down there and sit in this man's office. He wants to say it's harassment to stand outside of his door. You know, that door opens up into a public lobby where we can sit and just record. That's my business in the office, is just to record. It's all the Supreme Court says I need to have as business is recording. First Amendment press.
I think I got enough of my video this morning, so I'm going to
cost the county, another few $100 this morning.
There's the investigator standing right behind Stua, hoping that he'll do something so they can put him in those torture cuffs.
It goes on and on. Never stops. How many hundreds of thousands have you cost this county?
This guy's just sitting here wasting his own time, the county's own money, harassing a citizen. But he's telling this reporter that the reporter is harassing him in the county. This guy is still the county attorney. This video was shot in 2018, I believe. He's still the county attorney. He's still probably just as much of a dickhead as he is in this video.
Here's that your goal. Is that how you get your kids costing the county money?
My battery's low, I would stay. This is really entertaining.
It's entertaining, all right. No, you're just a waste of the county's money. That's all you do, is waste money. Continuously.
Look at that face.
Why?
Hey, you cost this county hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Now I know why they didn't want me to go through those doors when I went up there. I would have found this asshole's office, and he probably would have been an asshole and showed his ass like he is now.
That's all you do is go down there.
I'd love for him to prove that.
Okay.
Just one block up.
Huh?
If you get on third, go one block up.
Okay.
Look at that face. Little troll-looking dude. You have to excuse my language. Stuff like this gets me hot. And then talking about Mr. Stua, a person that I have come to know and respect. And when y'all see the video, I do have the December 6th video. It is going to be shown here and shortly so that you can see exactly what Angelina County says is inducing a sexual performance by a minor, or attempted to induce sexual performance by a minor, and also somehow soliciting online solicitation, even though he's in person. Maybe they're thinking because it was a video that was streamed online, somehow. I don't think they know how to read statutes. I don't know. Just mean mugging. Man, that's a face you have to tie a T-bone around just to get the dog to play with it.
Got to save my battery for other purposes this morning. Well, here he is purporting that little lie that I'm cost the county hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is a lie, and it'll come out in court who did what. I'm not afraid to stand by my word, but
unfortunately, it never did come out in court because they arrested him. Let's look at some of these pictures I have of just some of the stories that were or are on David's pages. So the first one here is just talking about what a public servant is. He gives a nice definition of a public servant here, according to Texas Penal Code. So it means a person elected, selected, appointed, employed, or otherwise designated as one of the following, even if he has not yet qualified for office or assumed his duties: a police officer, employee, or agent of government, a juror or grand juror. That was news to me. I did not realize that grand jurors and jurors were considered public servants. An arbitrator, referee, or other person who is authorized by law or private written agreement to hear or determine a cause or controversy. an attorney at law or notary public when participating in the performance of a governmental function, a candidate or nomination or election or public office or to public office, or a person who is performing a governmental function under a claim of right although he is not legally qualified to do so. That's where that yet qualified or for office or assumed his duties comes in. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I was going to try to put it all in one video, but man, it's almost 2 hours long, so I'm going to have to cut it up into sections. Join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about lazy reporters, lying cops, lying cop that is also the chief of police. He's also the principal or the head of the police academy there in Angelina County. Talk about judges that should have excused themselves, CAs that should have excused themselves. How this whole case should have been moved to another jurisdiction. The whole county was biased against Mr. Stua. I think that we've seen plenty of videos to show that there's definitely some public officials that have it out for him. Just wait though, it gets better. I do have the video. It will be up. I'm guessing since this is going to take so long to go through this, it's going to be up Sunday. We'll have all of the pieces uploaded today though. So stay tuned. Join me again tomorrow for some more, and then Sunday for the conclusion. All right. Stay free, America. Out.